Hey everybody. Um, all right, so here it is, the long-awaited next installment of the vlog. Um, I don't want this to be a broken record, but I do apologize for it being so long since my last one. I was gonna send this out a couple days ago, but we had a little bit of a crazy situation happen, and I didn't want to do a vlog in the middle of it because I thought that would just spread widespread panic. And so I waited until the situation is over, which is good. And so let's back up a few more steps before we get to that. I'm now back in Bucharest. I spent about probably 16 days in Finland in total. Finland was very nice. Um, it was probably my favorite thing about Finland was that it's the hottest summer they've had in 100 years up there, which means it's about 81, 82 degrees out, and all the Finns were just walking around like it was 120, and they were getting hit in the face with like a hair dryer. It was really just super awesome. If you talk to any of them, they were going on and on about how sorry they were that it was so cold, that they couldn't believe that this was happening, and great stuff like that. So it was just really fun to experience. Yeah, fairly warm temperatures, but then have everyone in the town moping about like they're about to die from dehydration. So that was interesting. Yeah, no, Finland in general, though, further thoughts about that, really got addicted to living very, very close to the beach. I was about 10 minutes walk from the beach the whole time. Very crisp. It wasn't clear water because it was a sandy beach. So it wasn't like flying in light, or it wasn't like going swimming in, I don't know, just a really clear rock beach water. But still, I mean, just the crispest water you could ask for, obviously coming right just down from the North Pole, the Arctic Circle there. And so, kind of got into the habit of jogging about every day, and then winding up there in the beach, and then, going for a dip after the jog, which was amazing. That was probably my favorite thing about Finland. Plus, I mean, just when it's a sunny day in a country that doesn't get a lot of sun, then man, something about Helsinki just sparkles. I don't think there's anything more beautiful. As far as the city goes, as far as the atmosphere goes, I think that a late July day, sunny day in Helsinki, might be the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. It was just absolutely amazing there. That, in a nutshell, was the high points of Finland. The low points were that we didn't have a lot of meetings. We only had three the entire time because the whole country was just on vacation. I would call up firms that had a turnover of 50 million euros a year, and I would not even get a receptionist. I wouldn't get some guy mopping the floors. Like it would just literally ring off the hook. No CEO, no PA, no PR guy, no marketing, no. The building is empty, and so that was just yeah, that was kind of nuts. And so basically, my coach just sat down with me, trained me a lot. We went over, I don't know, just kind of all aspects of my interview, of my intro, things like that. And so, it was still productive, but it was just kind of this refining fundamentals and making phone calls kind of productivity that just isn't that awesome. I mean, I spent probably a good like I don't know, maybe 2/5 up to 2/3 of the time, probably more like 2/3 of the time I was there, 3/5 to 2/3, excuse me, of the time I was there, I was literally in my hotel room, just making phone calls and doing preps and stuff on the computer. So that's not too nice. But anyways, the whole reason I went to Helsinki is my partner here in Bucharest went on vacation for 2 weeks. She got back on Monday, so I guess technically 2 days ago because it's 12:17 my time, but essentially yesterday. Um, and I was supposed to fly back on Sunday and join her. Um, Unfortunately, what happened was on Sunday morning when I got up, well, let me back up a second. On Saturday, we went to Estonia. Um, I I ran out of money on Tuesday, um, which was bad because then I just survived on breakfast buffets until Monday, which was really terrible. And over the weekend, I actually didn't get any breakfast on Sunday, so from Saturday to Monday. Saturday morning, I had breakfast, and then I didn't get to eat anything after that until Monday afternoon, which was rough. But I'm alive, and I think it's good to really kind of wrestle with hunger. Um, because I mean, I feel like until you really, really seriously consider like, I mean, not seriously, but like, till you really kind of like play out in your mind how you would just like rob a grocery store. I think that's kind of a point that um, so much of humanity has to endure a lot, and I don't think that we get to do that often. So um, that's kind of good. I ran out of money just because the only thing I'd been paid, I've been on the job 8 weeks now. The only thing I'd been paid was a couple $100 um, for the last couple days of training in June. And when you're a trainee, they only pay like less than half of the money. And so basically, I got paid at the end of towards the end of July. Well, I guess it was more like the 16th, 17th of July, a couple $100 you know, for uh, for the last couple days that I had done in June. But I mean, I'm living in Helsinki. That's like the most expensive city in the world. I went to just to get a doner kebab once. Look at the price. It was like 10 euros for a doner kebab. So wow. So the 200 bucks didn't really go too far. So that's why I ran out of money. Actually, I went farther than would have because Dad was nice enough to send me a little bit of cushion. So I do appreciate that. But after already asking once, I just felt like I kind of had to man up and tough it out. So that's what I did. That also put a little bit of a damper on the end of the trip. Anyways, but I did manage to go to Estonia because in a meeting with the CEO, the CEO hadn't bought tickets, or excuse me, uh, he hadn't bought any sponsorship, but he did give us free first class tickets to Tallinn, which is the capital of Estonia, and so I had nothing else to do on Saturday, so went over to Estonia, which was the capital there is also extremely beautiful. If you've been to Rothenburg, it's a lot like Rothenburg, but bigger. The old town, obviously, not like the newer city, but the old town's very separated, and it's a lot like Rothenburg, but bigger, maybe twice the size. It slopes up a hill, and so if you get to the top of the old town, you look out and you see over the whole city, the bay, the ocean, some forest off the distance. So it's really, really beautiful view, beautiful city. But it's like Rothenburg with Nordic influences, and so for example, we were there and they had a place in the city square where I think probably the government sponsors this, but it was just like a kind of like this Nordic looking, I don't know, maybe like a not a bar, but tavern, I guess would be the word, and you could go in there and they were selling bowls of elk soup for like 90 cents, and they were also selling, like just a brown anonymous beer, and both came in like an earthenware bowl, so you'd get a brown beer in a bowl and an elk soup, and then you'd sit down on these like benches covered in skins, and then the lady there yells at you because you didn't bring your own spoon, and I guess like good travelers bring their own spoon. And so that was really cool. One of the colleagues that I was with was nice enough to sponsor a bowl of soup and some beer for me, so I was able to partake in that. Once I got back from Estonia, took part in Dave's wedding, which is really cool. Dave obviously got married on Saturday. Congratulations to him. And I was up in they put me on the laptop up in the balcony, and I got dressed up in my suit and pants, shoes, everything, and sat there. And I couldn't see a ton. It was a little fuzzy. The wireless didn't have a ton of broadband, I think, or a ton of just room, I think. But no, I was still really happy that I at least got to see that and talk to a few people, so that was really good. But anyways, you go basically Estonia, you hurry back on the ferry, go to participate in Dave's wedding or whatever. Then after that, I was tired, so I fell asleep. Um, and then I woke up, grabbed breakfast, and then my boss emailed me about a couple things that I had to do before I had to leave, and I was like, oh crap, I got to get this stuff in order. So I was very hurriedly trying to get some documents in order, and then I hadn't packed the night before. I just got to bed, and so by the time I actually got around to packing, it was already fairly late in the day. I only had a few hours before the flight. There's 10 minutes, so I will continue this on the other side. See you there.